Attention, please. Eastern Airlines Flight 19, now ready for departure.
Welcome aboard the Walt Disney World Express monorail. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're entering the vacation kingdom of the world.
There's enough land here to hold all the ideas and plans we could possibly imagine. We call it Epcot. Will be our experimental prototype city of tomorrow.
Welcome to another episode of the Retro Disney World Podcast, taking you back to the vacation kingdom of the world, the way it was, and the way it is in your memories.
All right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Retro Disney World Podcast Movie Night. I think let's adjust our zoom here a little bit so you can see all of our faces. All right, coming in here, I'm at the drive-in theater getting ready, and Brian, it does not look like the City of Brotherly Love tonight. Where are you?
I'm here in the City of Brotherly Love. I'm out in the lobby getting some snacks.
All right, let's all go to the lobby. Yes. And JT, you're in the theater.
I am. I'm on. There we are. Sorry.
Muting yourself there.
The Akron Civic Theater, one of my favorite theaters, that needs to show more movie nights because it's a classic. So.
All right. And how you're still at the pool?
I'm working on it.
Okay, he's working on his.
I need to breathe.
Oh, and you're coming through.
Take a walk.
You're coming through a little warbly tonight, so we can't control the flow of the electrons. So we'll do our best. Well,
Hal's heading to the Contemporary to catch his movie a little bit later. I think that's.
Oh, downstairs in the old room. That's right. All right. Well, we thank everybody for joining us tonight. Thanks a lot for joining us again. We had a great time last Thursday, where we did the Griswold's Vacation, I guess you could say, from 1974 and 1975, and we've got some more for you guys tonight. And it looks like everybody's talking about refreshments. I hope everybody enjoyed the opening intermission. We do have another short intermission tonight, about 3 or 4 minutes or so.
Don't feed the refreshments to those seagulls that were flying around there, because they'll poop on your head.
That's right. Don't want to do that. So we're also going to take questions throughout. So we're always looking for your chat on the right-hand side. Any questions you have about anything we do here or the films tonight. So guys, what did you think about last week with our Griswold family? You know, Rusty and Audrey and everybody.
I'm going to give a tip before. If you're somebody that's watching on your television and you're saying, well, how do I chat? What I do on these sometimes is I will watch it on my TV. And then if you pull out your phone, if you have a smartphone, you can also open it on your smartphone. Then you can participate in the chat too. So you kind of got 2 videos going, but it's just a tip before we get into it. I think last week went great, by the way. Sorry, Todd.
No, that's okay. That's a great tip, getting people on 2 devices at once. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I think we saw a lot of different things. We have some in this footage we're going to talk about in a minute here, but we have a lot of different things to look for too that you've never seen before. And Hal's got the child income, or was that Kelly?
That was Kelly.
That was Kelly.
His hula girl.
So, well, let's talk a little bit about the films tonight. I know, guys, you have not screened these. These are hot off the restoration, and actually, one of the films is not complete restoration yet. I have to put anti-flicker on, but we're going to watch it anyway. So the first film we're going to do is another family's trip in what we assume is early 1972, and the reason we know this is not because the film was labeled, is that there is something very, very special in this film that is going to lead us down the pipe of understanding that is definitely 1972. It only comes on for a few seconds, so you're going to make sure that you want to see that. And how? The Sci-Fi Dine-In, look at that.
There we are.
That's where you want to be.
Right.
I like that.
How wins?
Yes.
I had to wait. You know, that's the thing. It takes a while sometimes to get it, even if you have an ADR. So.
They're the Rocketeer props while you're waiting.
Yeah. And then we're going to take a brief 3 or 4 minute intermission, and then we will come back with 2 films. The first one is only about 3 minutes, but is a 1970. We don't know the year, unfortunately, but in the cockpit of the monorail, ride around the resort loop, and a couple other pieces of footage. And then the third one, kind of our feature of the evening, is a very special 16 millimeter film that starts off at the preview center and then goes into very, very early Walt Disney World. And the quality on that one is awesome. Really, really high quality. And what's really interesting about it is that you won't see it in the film, but off on the side where the sprocket holes were, sometimes when you'd send your film off to be processed by Kodak, they would actually burn in the date on the side of the film, so you could always take a little loop and look and figure out when it was processed. And what's really interesting is that the processing starts in 1970 and then goes through 71 and early 72. So we actually have 3 different segments that we can kind of look at and put together. So how do you have
10x loop you need this?
You need the 10x loop like that. Yeah, that's right.
Here.
You got that for Christmas from me.
Yeah,
so.
I did.
Exactly. So how do you have your films all spooled up?
Shortly, yes.
Okay.
Almost
Downloaded those. Okay.
Almost. I'm just waiting for the cat who hated people to finish up, so that way I can start getting online with this. Because it's one of my favorite shorts that they show here. A Tex Avery short from MGM, which for some reason they show at the Disney MGM studios, but was still at Hollywood Studios.
There we go. So as soon as Hal is ready to play the first film here and gets those downloaded and ready, we'll get those started. Now the reason, and this is kind of a tech ask out there, if anybody knows how to do this differently, let us know, because what we would love to be able to do is play it once, all 4 of us be able to see it, and then do John Madden telestration and circle things, but we haven't figured out how to do that. So we're getting there on it. So. So what we are doing is that each individual person here, we all have a movie. We hit 1, 2, 3 play, and we press play and watch it all at the same time. Let's see. Dewey Carlton says, "Oh man, I'm loving JT's retro WW shirt. I need one of those." Well, guys, this was not planned. We're all wearing one of our shirts tonight.
Which one do you have there?
I got the Stolport.
Yeah. There it is. That's
Brian's
awesome.
got the Lake Buena Vista. You've got the retro shirt, and Hal has the Sunshine. I have that one too, which is great. So, all right, Hal.
The link. There we go. It is in the chat if you want to get a shirt.
Somebody says Discord. All right, we'll have to check that out. So, how are you ready there with the films?
I'm just trying to figure out how to play an MKV file.
It's the same as an MP4.
You went all PC on me.
It should play just fine like last week.
All right, let me change the file type and see if I can open it.
Yeah, it should be fine. Apologize about the technical difficulties. We usually record behind a firewall and nobody knows what we're doing. So if things don't work, we just edit it out. This live stuff is all new to us. So
these are all silent films, right?
Yeah, these are silent. We are going to release them, and when I do release some of these, just like last week we did release the 1974 Griswold films, I did add a standard background loop that we often put on there just to kind of keep people a little interested. I figure if you really want to watch it silent, you can hit the mute, but so it does work out pretty well.
The other thing I want to add to since we started doing this, and a lot of it's attributed to Horizons, our subscriber count's been shooting up pretty good.
Yep.
We lots of new fans out there. So if you're new and you haven't joined us ever before, welcome, and make sure you tell your friends about this, because it's a lot of fun. It's more the merrier type situation for us, at least.
Exactly. So you ready to go, Hal? Not playing?
Oh, of course not.
Do you want to
downloading a program so I can play it?
Okay.
So vamp for a minute.
All right. So we'll give it that a try. If something doesn't work, then what we'll do is we'll just do a little order change here.
Better. I'll just pretend like I'm watching the first one, and then
are you on
the second one?
Are you on the same one as last week? The same computer?
Yes. You didn't give me MKV files last week. You gave me MP4s.
Oh, I thought they were
you
the
and your
same.
exotic file types.
Oh, we apologize about that.
While Hal's downloading his software updates, we can tell you a couple things that are coming. We already told you we're preparing to record our next full episode on El Rio del Tiempo, which is likely to now happen, I guess, next week. And we are also, this is a cool thing. So we've been posting all these videos from Hal's vast archives. And one of the ones we posted was the Backlot Studio Tour on one of the first months, right? Was it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was one of our last full podcast episodes. Well, 2 back now.
Yep.
2 episodes back.
Yeah. So the cool thing is the guy who was the tour guide that day in Hal's video contacted us and said, "Hey, that's me." So we have a mini episode coming up where we're going to interview him. And actually, we might even do it live. Who knows?
We should have him see if he remembers the spiel and put him on this live feed.
Where we run the video and have him share his memories from each kind of section with us. So that's kind of a cool thing.
I just looked at that one again today, and that was from, I think, 1991. Hang on, I have the exact date because it's on there. Because it was funny. It was like a month after. It was right when, because Norman the Cow was on that particular trip.
Correct.
City.
Yes.
And BioReconstruct tweeted a photo this morning of him getting his hoof prints put in the cement in front of the Great Movie Ride, which I thought was hilarious.
Norman was a great sport.
Yeah, the date of that was actually just prior to my video, so I thought that was hilarious. It was a complete coincidence. Yeah, hang on. So this video is from, oh, come on, where'd it go?
I think we have the exact date, right?
Yeah, the exact date is on there, and it's just not showing up in my things. I think it was October. This was September, so it was like October 1st or October 4th of 1991.
Gotcha.
Nice.
So it would have been a couple years in.
Cool. All right, How do you need more time? Because we could do one of the short. We could do this kind of out of order real quick too.
Well, here got my application loaded, so we're gonna fire it up.
You've got some tech savvy people here saying VLC player.
That's what I'm downloading.
That's what he's downloading. All right.
I'm using VLC. Look at that.
It will literally play anything.
It does. So, all right, we got about 140 some people on, which is awesome. So we'll just be starting momentarily after we get through this.
Sorry, 140
technical
people.
glitch.
Incidentally, for the 140 of you that haven't been to one of our recording sessions, this is what happens before every recording session. It's a running joke. How system has to update. The microphone software went haywire. Something always goes wrong.
Yep.
And we end up starting about an hour late. Yeah.
5 minutes before we start.
So Lemon Advance says this is part of the fun. Yes, it is part of the fun. So, all right. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reshuffle us around. I'm going to put us in the vertical format here now, get us ready for the film once Hal's got it together here. So let me resize this. Get us in the format.
All right.
Did it work, Hal?
Looks like I'm gonna load up the first one. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
He just goes offline.
Chugga 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 choo choo.
Be looking at some topiaries.
That's right. We're ready to roll.
Okay. We're queuing up number 1.
You good, Hal? Is it still thinking?
It's beach balling.
So everybody knows Hal is working on an Apple II, we believe. He's got the floppies.
It's a Mac Plus.
A Mac Plus. There we go.
Actually, I did realize my machine is from 2013, which doesn't seem like it should be, but it is.
Wow, I didn't realize.
There we go. All right, I am queued up and ready to roll.
All right.
Okay,
Holy
so
cow.
Remember on my mark when I say go, we're going to press play. This is the antiquated way of doing it. And this is a family's trip from 1972, starting here at the Ticket Transportation Center. So on my mark of go, 1, 2, 3, go. We're on the
Ladies
tram.
and gentlemen, it's the 8th wonder of the world, the backside of the Ticket and Transportation Center.
That's right.
Oh, there's a side wheeler.
Yeah. Now, this street was called Topiary Lane at one point, and I guess you're probably trying to figure out why this street was called Topiary Lane. Because it seems to be a mystery.
Now wait a second. This is from. Oh, this is the tram then from. Okay.
They're taking the tram over. So they didn't take the boat. They didn't take the monorail.
Yep.
Going under the water bridge.
All of
It's
those
like the small
topiaries. All of those topiaries were hand sculpted. No metal frames or anything. They used to sculpt those from scratch.
That's so cool. We got a lot of dirt there dug up too. And I think in this video later on we see a lot of construction. And also in the 16 millimeter, when you see the third film tonight, there's a lot of construction because it was so early.
to the left there. What site was that supposed to be?
That's where the Mediterranean was going to be. Whoa, we jumped. Wow.
Whoa.
We're on the train already.
Backwards.
No,
Or
wait.
something.
Yeah.
Now we're training it.
We're on the
And
train.
now we're
now.
jump back to the contemporary.
And now, we're still on the train. Yeah, we're at the front of the Magic Kingdom. And apparently now we're
really at the
outside.
front of
I
the
didn't edit
Magic-
this. This is the way we got it. So it's certainly
The
interesting.
Magic Kingdom again.
There it is. That shot is always so green on the side there. There's the family. There they are.
We are.
And check out the turnstiles.
Oh
to
yeah,
exit.
you could hop
Wow.
those
Back
in
in
a
the old
second.
days.
Mostly Harmless Music said it looked like the monorail was down. Maybe that's why we're on the tram.
Oh,
But they're
there you
happy
go.
to be there.
Trains in the station.
Somebody says looks like the monorail is down, which is while they're on the train. Yeah. Hey, well, look at there's construction there. Some wet paint.
And like, that's impossible. I thought the monorail was never down.
It's never
until
down.
now.
They were going to go the other way, Hal. They were going to start reversing it.
Yeah, I see.
This looks quite early. I mean, there's really... Is that rope drop up there? It's
20 to 9, it looks like, on the clock.
wow. Oh, yeah. Good catch.
Good.
Early Chaplin.
Yeah, the old Main Street Cinema.
But there's nobody. Maybe it opened at 9, and rope drop must have been way up by the castle.
The Market House.
Nice
Oh.
empty pan, though.
It significantly got brighter.
They're shooting from the flower market right here.
Yep.
Yep, there's ice cream on the right there.
Walt, I had it every night. Apparently.
Every night. That's why we put it there.
Look how green. This is always gets me, just how green with the grass. It was like
Yeah.
a garden.
Oh, there's a guide there. There's a plaid right there.
Yeah, the Adventureland sign. Classic. No longer there.
Oh, they had Zoom. So the 72.
Whoa!
Oh, look at that, huh?
Trash can is clutch.
And that's where, look at that. It
Nice.
just ends right there.
This is so early.
Yeah.
So there you go, guys. There's the original sign, Tropical Serenade.
Look at the water feature, too.
Yeah, the water feature used to be enormous compared to what it is now.
I mean, now practically when you walk by the building, you can touch the thatch roof. You're right up there next to it. This hasn't changed much.
Clyde and Seymour. Back again.
No, I guess
After
that
new
was,
management.
that was a quick visit.
Do 70s zoom into the Swiss Family Treehouse. It's going to be action.
There we go. Oh, they must be. Are they done with the treehouse? Oh, maybe not.
They've had enough.
No, now we're going to zoom back into the treehouse.
There we are.
Now, if people notice the color switch too, that was the first 3 minutes were on the second set of film, and it was probably produced at a different time or maybe even a different type of film, and you can see the color differences.
You can see the live fire there, dry in the bottom corner.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When they used to have gas lanterns everywhere.
There's a light bulb out. Call maintenance.
Ooh,
So how any guesses in when 72 this is? It's got to be at least March, April.
tank tops and crop tops. So
Yeah.
It's getting hot out.
It's getting warm.
it's
Yeah.
summer.
Those glasses.
Sun's out, guns out.
Yeah.
That's right. Look how clean that is. Wow. I mean, this is early. Nothing's faded.
Oop.
Oh, there's all the old stuff. Now, even in Adventureland, they had those like cement seats
Mhm.
Benches.
up until the 90s.
Oh, there's
Sunshine Tree Terrace. There's Baloo.
the throat problem.
He's got his tracheotomy there.
Yeah.
Oh, the original
Look at
Jungle
that
Cruise
sign.
sign.
There we go.
Original. And we talked about this last week that we feel the boats have been replaced at some point. All right, now keep your eyes peeled, folks. There's a rare piece of footage coming up. Blink and you're going to miss it.
Uh-oh. I blinked. Oh,
Frogs! Whoa! There it is. So
Ribbit.
if we can date this, we know when the frogs were still there, but we don't. Unfortunately, this canister film did not. It only said 72.
You need a 20x loop, maybe?
I will go back and check again, but
Wed Safari.
so Brian, you want to tell the listeners how many Jungle Cruise pieces of footage we've watched over the years where sometimes it goes to the cutting room floor, right?
Almost as many as parade footage.
Oh,
Everyone-
missing alligator.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
Yeah.
At this point, we're all going to get up and take. We've seen this ride many, many times, but I always comment on how little footage. Little foliage there is. And look how fast they're drumming too. It's pretty quick.
Fresh motors.
Yep.
Or hydraulics.
I love disco.
Backside of water.
There it is. I was on this ride once, and when they went past those ruins, I had never heard a Jungle Cruise skipper say this before, that was a failed Walt Disney World monorail system from the
Oh
outside.
yeah, that's a classic. The old joke on it. Oh, back out in the plaza. Look at how much space there is without a big magic carpet in the way.
Amazing. And what's interesting is that there's really nobody in the park at all. It's really empty.
Yeah,
look how happy they are.
Beautiful Dorothea Redmond design all around you. It looks they're so happy with their design, they're like jigging.
There's nobody here.
They saw the frogs. That's what.
I
thought they were gone.
Yeah. There's the super visible show building from Hall of Presidents. And
look
the
at
old
that
bridge.
arch, the old bridge. Look at
bridge.
that. There's the old pathway up to the castle there. You can almost see.
Which was arched
Whoa.
so swan boats could get underneath it.
That is full looking.
Yeah.
Oh, I can see the tiki room from there. My sight lines.
It's amazing how before stuff grew in, you really did ruin it.
No,
Nice
everything
again.
was perfect. Everything was perfect in 1971. How dare
And
you?
here's a whole lot of not Splash Mountain or Big Thunder
Or anything
Mountain.
else?
Is it
Davy
canoes?
Crockett canoe.
So last week we figured that they were on the Mike Fink keel boats, and in this one I think we're definitely on the Admiral Joe Fowler here.
Everybody asking, the crowds didn't come until they added the magic carpets. That's what brings people into the park.
Oh, that works.
Wow. That is a burning settler's cabin.
Indeed it is.
When did that come out, Hal? Do we remember? Do we know?
The burning, when did it stop?
Yeah.
2000s probably.
Okay, that late. Okay. For some reason, I thought that started earlier.
The Firehouse 5 got there and put it out finally.
At some point, someone was like, we don't want to spend the money on the gas anymore. So people say.
So somebody asked, has there ever been footage given to you of rope drop when you could just run? No, have not seen any of that yet. I'd love to get one with their
Cameraman was killed.
Yeah, most of the dads with
Oh,
cameras
wow.
weren't running. Look at this.
All right. So there's footage of I can't remember what that particular passage was called, but that was a very short-lived thing with all the logs in the water there.
Oh. And what was it meant to represent, Hal?
How dangerous it was to navigate the river.
Oh.
Don't go this way.
Because the river navigators had to be experts on the water and how deep it was and where the channels were. So that was show you that it wasn't super easy. It's not like it's not like it ran on tracks or anything.
Looks like we're coming back into port here. So we're now about three reels in, so we should be seeing a real possible another color change. There it is. There's the color change. Yep.
Guns out.
Guns out. He's got the box or something.
Do you want to hold the camera box now instead of the camera?
That's right.
What's interesting is he hopped off the boat to film their exit. He said, wait, don't get off until I set up.
Yep.
Here we go.
Nice.
Haunted Mansion's got a canopy by now. That's helpful.
Interesting. No wreath on the door yet, which I remember vividly from the 80s and 90s. Hall of Presidents.
This guy was enamored by signs.
I love this guy.
Yeah.
There's the keel boats. Look at those things.
That's a
Right on the
great shot.
top.
That's a great shot.
Does not that look like that would just tip over?
Yeah,
It does.
Top heavy. Is anybody inside?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there are. Okay. Boy, that looks tight and uncomfortable.
Either that or the Joe Fowler would just pull it under if you got too close. So I guess they like the water now. They're going back for another water run here.
With the train, look at that side.
That's a
by
nice shot
side.
too. Look at that.
Beautiful.
I feel like that's the only footage of the train on a keel boat.
I kind of remember it felt like you were really small next to that big Joe Fowler.
Well, there's
like
a great
thing could just
look at that shot that just went by. It really showed the difference.
Frontierland.
Now, was the keel boats free floating? Like they just went wherever?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Did the stick on the back matter that the guy was just holding?
That's a good question.
Or was that the actual prop he was turning?
Whoa, what happened there?
I think he goosed her. I
He
don't
might
know.
have. That wouldn't be the first goose that we've caught.
Westward.
There we are.
Here we go.
There's the camera case.
Go,
I'm gonna give it
He
to this
just gives
Indian.
it to
I'm
the
sick of this box.
Oh, look at that. Look at that light blue. Early. Oh, look at this.
Wait a second. We got a swan boat getting...
Yeah, it must have been
Divers.
Got
stuck.
it. There we go.
That was a rare treat there.
Gosh, he should have wasted the whole canister on that.
Mr. Johnson.
It's
So
Mr.
if those
Johnson, yeah.
wondering what that glow is from the left-hand side, that's actually the sprocket hole from the film. We've chopped that portion off, but because it was exposed slightly different or light would come through, on dark scenes, you would get kind of this glow on the left-hand side. So
This is what computers looked like in the 70s.
that's right.
Just
a lot of lights blinking.
Blinking lights. Oh, there's that albatross. That silly bird.
No smoking, please.
Now we're inside. Oh, wait.
Oh, we're on the moon.
This is where the guy goes, if I took this helmet off, my blood would literally boil.
Look at that jump.
And don't do that. He's jumping over the Borg.
So this was shown on the side screen inside the theater during this part of the show.
This was
So
in
he's filming
this
this
was in the
because-
pre-show.
No, this isn't the pre-show. This is you're actually in the theater at that point. Look at
Well, nice entrance.
Now-
Look how clean.
notice how there's just like curtains. Oh, hey, there's If You Had Wings. So I think we can date this tape pretty well now.
You think so? Oh, we're actually. Oh, look at this. We're actually in If You Had Wings.
Yeah. Whoa, that fish gets bigger and smaller. You can have cheap.
There's so
the limbo
little
contest.
so little footage inside this attraction.
Very nice. That's great.
Limbo.
And then there.
That's the oh yes. Directing the traffic on the loop. The flamingos. That was great.
Hilarious.
There we go.
Nice shot of the skyway there
Yeah.
with no Space Mountain.
It's amazing how Space Mountain really does change the view there. Look how plain that is.
Wow.
Just
Goodyear
clean.
Grand Prix.
Clean, nice and clean.
And no, look at that. No ads on the walls either.
Yep.
Just flying the flags. That looks expansive. Look at that. That's
Fresh blacktop.
Look at that hill.
yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, what were these called, Hal?
The
These
Kids of the Kingdom?
Is that who that was?
Possibly, yeah.
Well, I saw them for a quick second there. I was gonna say I feel like a parade's coming on, and there it is.
Can't avoid it.
Mickey. Walking backwards.
Joe Barlow says I felt so bad when I would squirt ketchup from the Skyway.
Which is precisely why there's no Skyway anymore.
Thanks,
Exactly.
Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, womp womp.
He said, look at the crowd control. You just
Is
go
that
out and
Minnie
grab
waving?
Tigger.
Is that a? Oh, it looks like a bush coming down the street, but I think it's just the tree in the background. I was gonna say they didn't spend money on parade floats at this point.
The walking bush character.
Who are these guys? Huh. Some Adventureland musical unit, I guess. Pigs.
This is when the parade was just literally take whatever you have in the garage
Yeah, mostly characters and cars.
and send the band out, send the pipe, the
Oh,
pipers.
no.
And those guys would march through Liberty Square every day.
And that's the end of the parade. There it is. Fife and drum corps, yes.
It's a good time to head to the tobacconist and pick up a pipe and some.
Yeah, we did not see any pipes. The final count came in last week at 17.
17 pipes.
17 pipe shots, yeah.
Literally.
Oh, here comes the
here we
feather,
go.
pretty tired. Now, this is a change of
different
clothes.
outfits.
Yeah.
Look at that hat. I love that. Look at his rerun hat. I love it.
Next live stream, you're going to have it on, aren't you?
I might.
We could get those made.
The old misspelled Tinkerbell toy shop, son. Thanks, Marty.
Nobody there.
Here we are in Irvine Alley.
Yeah.
Wow, look how empty that is.
They must have been up early. That's the only thing I can think of, trying to see where the sun's coming
White's
from here.
Adventures.
Yeah, the sun's coming from the east there, so it must be early.
Oh, there's a flash of Snow White, I think.
How do you want me to get you a copy so you can
I
zoom
got a
There we
in?
go.
cigarette there.
Oh.
Oh, that was a middle finger
That
to
was-
the glasses there.
wow. How do you want to zoom in versions of all these signs so you can reproduce some shirts?
Yeah.
Now, this was a spot where, again, there's some videos where you always get the shot, and this is one of them. We're going to see it again later in the 16 millimeter film. Some really incredible shots at 20K. Well, that barely fits, huh?
Oh,
Wow. There's the crabs.
oh, we hopped on the sub
Thanks to
now.
our hydrosonaphore, we can actually hear fish talk. There's that bass that ends up also in Horizons.
Wow,
right.
that's terrific bass.
Oh,
The mores.
More
That's
eels.
a moray.
And this seems, because it was so dark in the rest of the ride, majority of the footage we have is just this portion of it. Once they get inside, they don't waste the film on it. It's funny. It actually looks less fake on old film, doesn't it, Hal?
Mm-hmm.
It's more
What do you mean
convincing.
But you mean it's not real?
This is
Well, it's real water.
here we go.
See, they didn't go inside.
Toad.
Yeah, look, there's nobody on it.
Fresh, hot pavement there. Wow. So, what are you thinking now that we know the frogs were there? You mentioned something else that you think we could date.
So we know there's frogs. We know there was a few had wings.
Mm-hmm. And we know that the frogs came out some point in 72, but nobody really knows when.
We've narrowed that down to when the refurb was that it was removed.
Oh yeah.
There's that hat.
Oh, the Mickey Mouse review.
Mickey Mouse review.
There we go.
We're inside too.
So Wings opened June 5th of 1972. So this would have to be
At least then.
72
June.
after June.
Okay.
Not wearing pants still into June though. That's the 70s, I guess.
Well,
right
it was
there.
stylish. You had to.
Oof.
We didn't. There were no shorts. Not for adults for sure in the 70s. Kids maybe, but adults never wore shorts.
Don
you
doesn't wear
serious?
shorts. Second episode of The Sopranos, man. Don doesn't wear shorts.
Steve says you dressed up back then. Well, I mean, that tank top and that hat, if that counts as dressing up.
You got some double knit polyester on, and away
That's
you went.
dwarves.
The question is Mickey Mouse review where Phil Harmagic is now? Yes,
Yes.
it is. Yep.
And
I think it closed in Japan in 2009, Vanessa. I think that was the year it closed there.
but look at those guys moving. Those figures really went.
Do we know if
And then
any of the
here's-
other figures went anywhere? If they ever went in? I mean, they've been scattered through the years, but did they? Alice?
we
Does
know
she
that-
exist?
We know that molds of a couple of like the dwarves and things ended up back into snow, or ended up back into the
There he is.
There's the three
Caballeros.
Oh, yeah.
There's those
Okay.
guys.
Oop.
See them in Mexico now.
But it is funny because they treated like Cinderella and Alice like very realistically in Snow
Yeah.
White. They're not cartoony. They look like people.
Right. It is interesting they did do their cartoon lookalikes. All right.
Jeez.
It looks humongous there.
So it's about 2 minutes left on this, and then we're going to hit a 4-minute intermission, and then we'll be back with 2 more films to wrap up the evening.
I love
So,
the finale with every character going off.
yeah.
Didn't they?
I think we have a copy of this with sound too, which is a good portion of the attraction as well.
That's a lot. This is a lot of footage, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's even blinking.
Yeah, there's Dumbo. Yes, that was a theater show, Lauren, Mickey Mouse Review. Boy, we got some America, more America.
Yeah. Must be Mom.
Oh, all right, there we go. I was like, man, she's
got a little
angry.
smile. When I was younger, we went to the early 80s, found out Mickey Mouse Review was gone, and I cried my eyes out.
Aww.
All right. For some reason, my video got held up here. I think that something might be... Let's see if I can... Did yours stop, guys?
I'm still flying with Dumbo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. For some reason,
Mine must have been the MKV file.
Yeah.
Well, we lost it with about a minute to go, so I'm going to... Let me see if I can step through these.
Wait a sec. Nobody saw that yet.
Everybody hold on there.
Yeah, we're...
You're
because Todd's is running on.
Yeah.
Todd's is the one that's...
Yeah, mine, for some reason it stopped it. They're on the teacups. I'm just going to flash through a couple of the scenes here so people can see. But yeah, it looks like for some reason my player decided to not play anymore. This is really odd. All right, I'm going to reload it here for a second. Maybe we can get that last bit.
You gotta show this bit in the on the carousel.
Okay. Hold on one second.
There's a very rock and roll moment about to happen.
All right, let's get over to... I'm going to go right to the Dumbo. We're just going to watch it from the end here. All right, so we're on Dumbo. We're moving on Dumbo. We're at 21:30. Spinning around. So it's after Dumbo that we missed it?
Yeah, you're right at the end here. Yeah,
okay.
It's right about on Dumbo. It cut on the mom.
There we go. We're up.
Okay, I see the carousel here, 21:48.
Does that guy have the strap wrapped around his neck?
What is he doing? Oh, he's got the hat down on the horse and
he's having a great day.
Riding backwards. He's got it all going.
Oh, there he goes backwards on the horse. That was great.
What happened?
That was great.
Oh, and I think the guy's going to yell at him for it.
We need to recreate these outfits, somebody.
So how Conlon, my son, just sent a message, and I don't know if we have a date for this. When was the teacup roof added?
Oh yeah, I think we figured out that was in 72 or
it was
73 or early
73.
73,
I think.
All right, that is indeed.
They didn't want to keep emptying the water out of it every day after
Exactly. So that is indeed the end there. We're going to take a quick 4-minute intermission. We're going to queue up the rest of the videos, and we'll be back with you shortly. All right, we're back, everyone. And how you definitely look at that.
My waitress showed up, so I got my cocktail with my glow cube.
You got the glow
tube, some of that Oreo ice cream sundae. So
wow,
I love that. So let's let me just resize. This film's a little bit larger, so let's just make sure we get it all in frame here. There we go. All right, so this is a short one. This is only about 4 minutes. We don't know the exact date on this. It's 1970 something. So maybe how you can help us date this a little bit more precise. And a lot of it is a nice front monorail ride around the resort loop with some great views of the traffic lights on the monorail loop and everything. So, all right, let me just get myself set here. And are you guys ready to go?
Oh yeah.
I've got a ferry boat in my sights here.
That's right. All right. How you good?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, on go. 1, 2, 3, go.
All right, those 2 cypress trees that went away were a big hot part of that island. So I'm sorry that was only on for like 2 seconds because those trees are not there anymore. But they were picturesque when they were.
And we were talking about that beach there in front of the Contemporary between the 4 of us.
That launch looks like a hauling ass. Look at it.
It is moving.
A little power slide there.
Yep.
Space Mountain.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's at least 1975.
Okay. So we've got that.
Where are they?
Well, what's
Monorail
interesting is
now.
they took the ferry over, and now we're at the Contemporary. And this
Whoa,
is a little jumpy,
tripping.
but there's some great
There's a
footage.
tram
train
going by,
again.
yeah.
Yeah. And now we're on the monorail again. There's the old
That's a
trams
blue
there. The
tram.
blue tram, yeah.
Nice. Wow, grass.
Who cut all that? Oh, water sprite.
I hope we get an email from the guy who says, "I used to cut all that grass." We'll interview him.
Sailboats.
Look at all the sailboats, yeah.
At White Sand Beach, and then we're gone.
And it looks like they changed. So they're still on the resort beam, and they changed to the front here.
Yeah, that's in front of the Magic Kingdom.
Yep. So far they have not entered the park at all.
They're just riding the
And
monorail.
there's the Nabby
I mean, why
beam.
not?
We're over the Nabby beam right now.
Right there.
Right, that's
Yep.
it.
There it is. You can see it.
Yep. Look at that carpet. Coming
How
out.
fast did Bob Gurr say he drove that thing through there? 35.
Something. Look at the color of the carpet on the front here. You'll see it again, I think, in another shot. That's a great shot there.
I don't really notice those like red and green lights anymore.
They're still. Are they
the,
still there?
Well, there's
Probably
the
not,
handles
I
on the
guess.
monorail. Yeah.
Matt, the band is only there when Bob Hope is there.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's the old doors.
And
old
the helmet. Yeah, if you got your hand stuck in that door, man, they would come by and slam.
Now
those
we're on a
things.
boat.
No, on a boat. This is planes, trains, and automobiles.
With the nice sandy beaches. Oh, there
Oh
it
my
is.
god!
Is that the
There it is.
walrus?
It's a great
Yeah.
shot of the walrus.
Holy cow!
Oh, look, they got some buoys there so you don't get too close. But that's great.
There's
This
Fort
Fort-
Wilderness.
Wow. Wait, there's no like marina.
No,
Like there's no building there.
just a little bit of a dock and
Just beautiful
Wow.
beaches.
then, okay, Jungle Cruise.
And then we're on the Jungle Cruise.
No. Oh, what a letdown. Again?
You only had 3 minutes. So
Interminably.
temporary secretary says I can hear Pablo Cruz. Yes, absolutely. Worlds away.
Terrific name, by the way. Great Paul McCartney song.
Again, what were we saying earlier about how many times we've watched Jungle Cruise footage?
Every film.
Yep. And only about
They
20
are.
seconds left here. So
Oh, there goes the
There
band.
you go again.
Fife and Drum Corps.
Some kid's about to get a constitution he can take home.
that's right.
Look,
Yeah.
Big Ben, Parliament. There they are again. Oh, okay.
It's a good shot for the. All right, so Tom Sawyer Island is open too.
There's our
There's
canoes. Look at
canoes.
that. Look at the canoe cover. Wow.
So what do you think, Howden? 75, 76, Tom Sawyer Island open.
Yeah,
Space Mountain's there. We don't know if it's open, but it could have been 74 with it still.
look done.
Yeah. So,
Steve says Tom Sawyer Island opened 73.
Yeah. So
All right. So now we're moving to video 3.
we are, and
This is the biggie, guys.
this is the biggie. So let me open it here for a sec, and I think I'm
Easy.
gonna have to adjust this to get it into frame.
Everybody's
So
going to freak out right when this
just
pops
give
up,
me a
right?
frame. Yeah, this is pretty cool stuff.
This is like 16 by 9.
Yeah, let me hold on. Let me just move my zoom, move us over so we can get the most. So what's interesting about this film, and how I just alluded to it, is that if you'll notice, I guess shrink it down a little bit. It's wider than most of the films we just watched, and this is 16 millimeter film, which you're going to notice there's a difference in the quality and the amount of detail that you can get in the that you have in the picture. Now, the other thing to notice is that in the top left and bottom left corners, you're going to see 2 sprocket holes. 16 millimeter is twice the width of 8 millimeter, but the sprocket holes were bigger. The reason that we left the sprocket holes in here is that normally most cameras would not record or expose any of the light through the lens between those sprocket holes. So if that was the case, this camera would never have picked up the stairs or the rust coming down the staircase there. So we decided with this film, and this just so you know that the restoration is not complete on this, because you'll notice a little bit of flicker that I haven't gotten rid of yet. So this is almost done. But if we had cropped it that way, we never would have gotten that to be able to see it. So we decided that the sprockets were not much of an annoyance in this case. We'd rather show everything that the camera captured as much as possible. And there were 3 different ways to crop the film. One would have been to leave it. One would have been to turn it into 16:9. And we felt that just leaving these 2 in would give us the most bang for the buck. So the other thing, as I pointed out, this film itself was actually 3 different specific months that it was processed. Doesn't necessarily mean the actual date that it was filmed on. I can show you a little bit later. I can show you what that looks like on the actual unprocessed film, so you can see how we dated it. I haven't looked at it recently, but if I recall, this was sometime in mid-70 here, late 70, and then the additional sections were, I think, are 71 and maybe early 72. So it is a very early Walt Disney World, and probably one of the only 16 millimeter footage that we have of it. So all right. So you guys ready for this? This is a good one. This runs about 14 minutes, just about.
These comments are already so good.
What do we got here?
They filled in everything.
Somebody said on the right, Grandma looks like Joe Paterno.
Where are their husbands?
Very Monty Python-esque to me.
Yeah. Their husbands are behind the camera, I think. So
we're going to Walt Disney World, aren't we?
So be sure to watch. There's a lot of really detailed footage in this one and a lot of neat stuff. So, all right. Are you guys ready? On the count of 3, go. 1, 2, 3, go.
She has a camera there. What's that?
Yeah. 126 maybe.
Yeah.
Look at that lawnmower just sitting there for any kid to grab.
Yep.
That was before the tree grew around
just
it.
waiting for a tree to grow around it. Same joke.
Same joke.
Same joke.
That was what they did, actually. They put lawnmowers places,
That's
hoping.
Right.
And only one of them worked out.
That's right.
They're like, just wait, guys. In 30 years, this is going to be great.
Hey, there's the little thing in the back too.
A little gazebo.
Wow.
Oh,
look
the
at
Southern
that.
Seas. Look at that.
That's a
Holy
great
cow.
shot.
If it was like a few inches taller, it'd be like print worthy. Cut the top of the boat off.
You can look how well you can read Walt Disney World on there. The detail on the side
Gosh.
wheel.
So this is a high-end camera at the time, you're going to say?
No, definitely a high-end camera. It was Kodachrome film, which gave it another plus. And that's where the 1970s, but just the preview center was the only 1970. But it was, high-end film, a high-end camera. The person knew what they were doing. What was really interesting about this, though, is you'll notice there's a little bit of flicker to it. But they filmed it at only 18 frames per second. Most 16 millimeter cameras were 24 frames per second, but they obviously it was very, very expensive.
Whoa.
So they wanted to save money. And look, they're going the other. Look at that. The resort,
Racing.
both are going to the right. So this is really early. This might even be testing. We'll go back and look at the dates here in a little bit.
Jim, both of the side wheelers wore out. That's the quick answer to what happened to them.
Yep.
Smaller capacity, too. They just needed more.
Yep.
Yeah,
Those people having their lunch. There's the band, Matt. There you go.
There it is.
Look at them.
Cobra Mariachi.
He's got
I like this.
a harp.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Somebody's got to tell us in the comments how this looks if you're looking on a 4K or something at your house, a big TV, it probably looks legit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We'll go back and show. So I'll show everybody what it looks like before we restore it. And we'll go back and find those exact timestamps so everybody can see where this changed.
Goodness, it's so clean and beautiful.
And we're not done with it. Remember how it's got a little flicker I got to get rid of.
Blanche and Sophia there.
Jopa.
I mean, this is some of the cleanest early shots we have by far. And now look at the back of the Contemporary. It's not finished. Look at the edge of it. There's cranes on the left and there's a crane on the right here as it pans. You're going to start to see a crane just there right before the train.
Todd, the Contemporary will never be finished. It's just going to get more beautiful.
As long as there's imagination left in the world.
So you can tell it's the 70s because everyone's wearing stripes.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of orange.
He's got like a comic book in her arms there at the left. Something.
I always feel compelled to wave every time someone waves at the camera. I don't know why.
You have to, yeah. I mean, you could eat off that pavement.
I wouldn't recommend it. But
No.
do it.
Yes, Jeffrey, just like a chest of drawers. Oh, there we go.
Some Pearly Kings.
Pearlies, yeah.
Who are these photographers? They look kind of professional. Or are they not? I'm just confusing them because every photographer looked the same.
Back then, everybody had to know how to focus.
Yeah. Okay.
Do light and things like that.
Look how clean this looks. It's just amazing, isn't it? It's just
That looks like
see
that
the bricks.
Life magazine cover there.
Yeah. If you want, I could give everything a red tint just to make it look all. I always find that funny, and today we're trying to restore old stuff and pictures we take on our phone. We're trying
There's
to
another
make
one of them
look
rerun hats.
Those were
Wow.
popular.
Walt Disney World T-shirt.
Look
That's
at the
cool.
bag. That was a
There's
great,
the bag. Yeah.
great looking bag.
That's so nice to call that lady that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Shut up, you old bag.
Horse is going at a good clip
Conductor
there.
is running.
Yeah.
Some speedway.
Grand
Yes.
Prix. Oh.
What is there grandstands that you could just watch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was always part of the design. It got turned into like a sponsor thing later on, but at first you could sit down there and watch people go by.
Because look at how much you could actually see, you know?
Yeah, it was a much better to. Yeah.
Geez, the carousel's flying.
Well, you know, it's funny. I see this film and I'm wondering if he recorded it at 16 frames per second. I can slow it down by 2 frames, and that would extend the...
Looks like people are walking a smidge too quick. for
Yeah,
this.
so this we might have to redo this one at 16 frames and slow it down just a bit, because Dumbo is cooking
But
there.
still, oh my gosh, look just how empty
Yeah,
that plaza is. It's Dumbo there.
Ooh,
that's a
cool
great
shot.
shot there.
Oh,
There's some earth moving.
What's in the
going on
back there?
there. That's Tomorrowland.
Okay.
Oh, nobody's on.
What's funny is the comments have just sort of stopped. It's like everybody's locked in.
They're-
'Cause
they're-
it's so
like I don't
clear.
want to miss
Aw.
anything.
Yeah.
Jake, Birthday Land was constructed in '87, opening in '88, I believe it is.
Just in time for Mickey's 65th. Joe Barlow, what's that building in the background? I apologize if we missed that comment on what was on the screen. So there's nobody on the riverboat there. You think that's the same water that's in there today? Is that the same?
No, they've drained it.
Oh, they
many
have. Okay,
times.
just check.
There's something different about the building that's now Memento Mori, and maybe it's just that it's painted so much lighter, but it almost looks like it has a widow's walk at the top, and I don't remember that from before.
There's that shot again.
The water's turned off.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say the waterfall's not even on there. And again, if this clip goes again, nope, we're on the ride. Okay,
Lobsters.
this might be a repeat of what we just watched, but there's the
For the
group.
seafood lover in you.
Like version 2.0 of what we just watched. It's
Right.
much
Yes.
better.
This is better. You can actually see it. I mean, my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yep. Yeah, look at the clarity on the diver there. Even there's a smudge on the window though, which even adds to the realism. Remember, you'd get in there and somebody pressed their nose too close to the glass, and it was just gross.
Ooh, that's a cool shot there.
Nice
that.
transition, yeah.
Yeah, you can look at you can count the rivets on there.
We're up to 210 watching. If you just joined us, welcome.
You're here for the good stuff.
That's
yeah,
right. You made it for 16 millimeter.
Elephant.
I was hoping for 16 millimeter frogs, but alas, didn't make it.
Very velty velt.
But check out the shot of the line. I mean, it's just sunlight's on it, perfect.
Got some 16 millimeter elephants, I'm sure.
That guy got the point in the end.
Yeah.
Oh, Skipper.
He looks scared.
He looks
gonna mess
animated.
with us.
Yeah, wow, he is all
Oh,
over.
yeah,
the
I got to
place.
get down.
Get down.
Does he have a gun in this
Get
one?
down. Jeez. You can see every wrinkle on those
He
elephants.
does. There's his gun in the holster right there.
So you guys think we should slow this down by 2 frames a second? You think it's a little
A little zippy.
zippy?
Nice shirt and tie there. Short sleeve shirt. Adjust it. James Bond.
That's right.
Whoa. Because can I see him? He looks busy.
How heavy do you think the camera was? They're holding it really steady. Well, the 16 millimeter cameras were pretty large back then. I'd have to look up the actual weight, but
yeah, I mean, they're a little bit bigger than the 8 millimeters, but those Bolexes and stuff, they were made to be handheld.
Right.
And
you could do it with one hand if you want. It actually, ironically, VHS cameras were probably heavier.
Yeah.
Especially the old ones. Ironically, they were more compact than some of the early VHS ones.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're 2 frames too fast. I think.
We'll slow it down for the
nice
release.
Popcorn cart.
My gosh. It's just so sunny and beautiful and clean, and there's no fences in between the water and the walkway. You can just jump right in the water if you want to.
People used to put their feet in. I have pictures. I have slides of people with their feet in the.
Look at
there's fire there too.
Look at that view of being able to see the walkway and the train. It's such a transition. And look at the rare crossing gates.
Mm-hmm. Where'd that go? Is that backstage?
Was that? I don't think that's there anymore. I think that's over where Thunder Mountain is.
Yeah.
Kind of got rerouted.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Some nice grass. Who cut that?
It's like it's like a beautiful botanical gardens.
Yeah. Now this came to us edited. It almost seems like they edited a couple things out of order.
This is entertainment. Circa.
Oh, you can just go out and dance. So this is like the Incredibles dance party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ice cream parlor. Pour one out for Walt.
Looks like we got a storm coming up. The wind is blowing.
Yep.
Look at that. 2 trolleys. 2 trains.
Gonna get clipped. Easy. Whoa.
Whoa, you jumped.
That is frowned upon. Here we go.
Serpentine.
Lights have come on. Is this an evening parade, huh?
Yeah. So different from the day parade.
Easy early test run of Main Street Electrical.
Got some Aristocats in the parade back there.
Mm-hmm. Snow White.
Look where this guy is standing filming this, too.
He's like right in the middle.
He's in the middle. I mean,
well, he could be in the...
Oh, yeah, and zoomed in a little bit.
Because of where the split is, he could be...
That's true.
On the hub.
Yep.
Yeah, in the hub, yeah.
Very original.
With a little bit of zoom.
He got the good spot.
He did.
Chip looked dirty. Whoa. The lady just ran right across. Oh, my. Guess you catch a bayonet there from those guys. Be careful.
And we don't get a lot of nighttime shots, too. So
There's the old stroller. The cars are still going late at night, too.
Yeah. We rode one of those recently, like 1 a.m. The guy was doing a run to get people out, and we got on the last one. Yeah, it was really neat. It's hard to tell. I don't think this is evening. Now, there's the Christmas. Is that the Christmas tree?
Yeah, it looks.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So this has
the time.
changed. We got a different time here.
Wow.
Okay. See, that's what I said. We're going to go back. We're going to do some sleuthing here in a minute and look at the
I wish more
stamps.
people wore T-shirts with the date on it.
JT, you looking for the timestamp in the lower right?
I got my loop here.
We're going to show you where it is. We'll show you how that works in a minute.
The guy with
It's
that
pretty
enormous
cool.
Polaroid land camera.
Yeah.
That pink outfit
The
across
band's
way
coming
there.
through.
Yep, real tree.
So we got about 2 minutes left here on the film.
Jeez.
I have to rewind these when we're done, guys. Don't forget. Got to put them
kind.
back on the projector, and it takes a little bit. Put them back in their canisters.
Now we're on
Oh, this
top
is
of-
neat.
We're on the
Oh,
omnibus.
wow. That's a great shot.
And again, you have those wreaths without the candle in the center.
Yeah.
So they're the first generation wreaths.
This is so unique. What a unique view.
Not so steady now, is he, Art? Huh?
Oh, look at the poinsettias.
Center Street.
Probably in the hub.
Yeah.
In the little planter where Walt's standing now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Oh,
Oh, there's the Kids of the Kingdom.
Oh, Fantasyland Fair.
Those are the ones that were in the video we saw, too.
yeah, they're sped up all right.
Yeah.
Joy to the world. All the boys and girls now.
Oh, nighttime lights.
Nighttime with the Christmas lights on.
Got about a minute left, guys.
Yep. Then we'll do some sleuthing here in a minute.
Beautiful. This is all I remember from my old shots are like the super yellow bulbs on Main Street when I would take pictures at night.
Yeah, those warm incandescent lights are really hard to replicate.
No, that's a nice shot there.
Really is. Hey, look, there's bulbs out. I didn't think that happened back then.
Yes, if you complain today that it never happened, proof there. And look at this, an evening.
There's a lighthouse in the.
Oh yeah, and an evening run. How late did?
I don't remember that. Like any time in the recent.
We got to talk to Bill Cork.
That's
and
right.
look at the fire going off down there in the Indian Village.
That's it.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up here. Give me 1 second. You guys aren't going to be able to see this, but you can open up our live stream so you can see when I bring this up. I'm going to open up what this film looked like before and kind of show everybody, and we'll do some sleuthing on the exact dates here. So let me just open this here. Okay. So I think everybody can see this. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so that we can fit it in. Let me just make sure we get this lined up. Where's my... There we go. All right. I think that's about it. So, as you can see, if I play it, this is the way we got it. You can see how quick it is. It comes back. But if you see real quick, on the left-hand side, there's the date that flies by. So there you can tell that this was processed in August 1970. So almost a year before its opening, or more than a year before its opening. So if I press play here, we can kind of
Is it possible they were locals, Florida residents?
Yeah, now if I recall correctly, when I checked this, when we jumped to the monorail portion, I believe it was a preview run. If I remember correctly, the date didn't line up. So if we go back here a few frames. Literally, this is how I restore these guys. So see, that says something 71. See, there's the 7-1. So we got to go a little further. Oh, there was one. Ectochrome. No, something 71. Sometimes you can't. It's almost like it was burned in at the wrong spot.
Back and to the left.
Yeah.
Back and to the left.
That's definitely 71, but we don't have enough information on this one to see. Let's get to the monorail portion. Okay, what was that? See, that says 10. See the 10? So it looks to me that this was taken in October 71, so this might have been just at opening or just before. We'll jump to the monorail. I keep seeing the 10 over and over and over again there. It's riveting, folks, isn't it? And this is being played here at 25 frames per second, which is not correct. Obviously, you can see.
Bob Gurr driving there. Full
and
Here we go.
Well, I'm speeding it up here so that we can.
Orange coming in hot.
All right, there we go. There's some more.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so there it is. There's our confirmation. There it is, 1071, right there. You can see it. I'm sorry, you can't see that. Let me move the. Hopefully you can see now. There it is. It says right on the left-hand side, 1071. So if we jump a little further.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Slide it over. Yeah, we only saw you on YouTube, just the.
How's that?
Like you had it cut off a little bit there.
Yep.
Could you go over any more, or is that it?
I think that should show it the best there. So you can see 1071.
Yeah, there you go. That's good.
We can go a little bit later into the film because obviously we know here there's 1171. You can see the 11 and the 71. So this is when they must have gone back a month later in November. And then later on, as we jump here into the Christmas season, jump back, there's 1271. So we definitely had a number of different processing dates here through this film. And this one looks pretty clear. Yeah, there's another 1271. So this really spanned, from August 1970 up until December 1971.
This is like when your dad had one VHS tape,
Yeah.
and he just put Christmas one year.
Oh, this was
then
at the end
next
of it
year-
too. If anybody wants to see this, I'll play this back at the normal speed. So this is
Well, it's like
this
Florida.
is remember, sometimes we get other things on people's footage before. So we've got a minute here of exciting home footage.
This is like at the end credits, after the credits run. You
Exactly.
get
Like
that
Bella-
little clip at the end, like a Marvel movie.
I was going to say, Bela Lugosi is going to come out of that house. Stop.
On. What?
There.
And everybody can see here. I'll turn off the
There we
logo
go.
for a second. But you can see that we've got all 4 sprocket holes, and you can see how we cropped it. So, but yeah, somebody's interesting.
Oh, there we go.
house
So Joe Barlow just said, in the scene with the speedway and the train passing by, there's a building with warehouse doors in the background between the monorail spur and the train. So that's
So where was
interesting
that?
to see.
That was, I don't recall where that was in the film.
Is this all at the end, Todd? Wait, you're saying those flowers in the house?
Yeah,
in
the flowers in
middle?
the house. This was somebody's house. See, this is
It's
just.
almost like a test run between trips, like let me make sure it's all lined up, everything's working, and then
Yep.
got it.
So Joe was saying at was it this shot here?
So
There it is, this building
Yeah,
here.
right around there. So you're on the train, right there. That building.
That in the back.
Right here.
Which one is that? Well, that's on the other side of the monorail.
Yeah, that's
Huh.
So where is that?
That's like contemporary.
That's
No,
interesting.
that's
It's
where-
like a
You
garage.
pass contemporary, and then on your right.
It's kind of where Space Mountain's going to be eventually.
Is it? No, the train goes behind Space
No, because
Mountain.
this is the monorail. This here's the monorail spur off to the
yeah, that's
the
the
garage.
road. Yeah.
Right. So there you go. There's a better. So
That's the
this building.
roundhouse.
So we'll have to check out in Google Maps what that was. I don't recall, because here's going to the contemporary right there. So yeah, good question. I don't know what that was. Interesting.
But
All
it's
right.
close because you can see the garden wing over there too.
Chris
Yeah.
Brown says it's the chiller plant, but some kind of power plant, chiller plant.
It could
Because
be.
you can see the garden wing over there. So
Right.
yeah, that's
And this is the spur.
yep, that's the spur back to the roundhouse. So
Is that where the
Enhance.
GE jet engine is?
It heats everything
For the
up.
power?
It could be. Could be. So, all right. Well, we will stop and pause it there, but gives you a little bit what it looks like before it's actually restored as well. So let me get our zoom back in proper format here.
yeah, that's another possibility is that could, because you mentioned where that's where the boneyard is now. That could be back where the marina is, where they pull all the boats back there
Hmm.
when they pull them backstage at the end of the night.
All right. So, what other questions do we have out there? We'll spend another 10 minutes or so with you guys. And I think my son has sent in a question. He's motioning to me that he texts me something here.
Yeah, can I go over Jimmy's house?
Let's see. What happened to the ship? Which ship were you referring to?
The side wheeler?
The Sidewheeler ship
The walrus.
or the Walrus? He says he doesn't know. Well, the Walrus is still there. Remember, we visited that one. And then the Sidewheelers just eventually gave out. They didn't last too long. He also want to know, how was there Pirates construction at that point? What time? When did Pirates Caribbean construction
Christmas
start?
1973 is when it
go.
opened. I'm assuming they were building it throughout 1973.
That film they didn't do much in Adventureland in that one.
No, it would have been neat if they went there. So, all right. What other questions do we have out there? And also, I kind of want to ask people too. Are you interested in seeing videos? I know a lot of these are movies when we like the idea of home movie night, and that these are silent and we could very easily talk over them. We can certainly play some videos with low sound as well. We've got a bunch of things to release out there. So we're certainly interested to hear if that's going to
Be
be
interested
exciting.
in them. I mean, the thing about video is because it didn't really cost anything. People would spend 2 hours
Yeah.
literally taping you walking all the way down Main Street and sitting on a bench and talking to the mayor on Main Street. And it's really interesting for about 5 minutes. And then when you're on 15 minutes, you're like, this is interminable.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking at the map now, and because the sight lines were so clear, that very well could be the chiller plant. And you just can't see it anymore because it's behind Space Mountain. But with Space Mountain out of the way, if you were on the railroad,
Really?
it totally lines up in that shot of where the garden tower, the garden side used to be. So yeah, I think that actually is the chiller plant.
That's definitely, and there's certainly the garage doors on it. Exactly. So that was under construction at that time.
It would have been open by then because that would have been generating power. Generating power and providing hot water and cold air to like the Contemporary and a bunch of other stuff too.
Okay.
Got a lot of confirmation on that in chat too. Yeah. Chiller plants.
Chiller plant.
I think
that's so crazy that you can see it.
It's just somebody wanted to know where Roy's cabin was, so I'm gonna bring up Google Maps here and show everybody.
This is the question.
It's right where the trading post is now.
Yeah. So I'm gonna I have to make a new share here. So just bear with me. We're gonna do new window capture. And we're
close to the lawnmower tree, actually.
Okay, there we go. I think we can see my browser.
Yes, we see all your stuff.
All right, so we're gonna zoom in here. This you can see here is the settlement trading post right here. The official footprint, from what we can tell, Roy's cabin was right in this spot here to the left of where these golf carts are parked. And in fact, if you go to this really cool retro site called Retro WW, let's do this here. We're going to put in Roy's cabin. And this is a really neat way to see Roy's cabin actually change over the years. Here's the cabin here. And we put this together with the years changing. You see it's gone in 73. So right there where my mouse is, and then it goes away, which is pretty cool. All right, so let's see. We turn. Where do it go? Turn maps off. There we go. Okay, and we're back to Zoom. So, kind of some neat stuff there. I got to get back to the chat. Sorry, where are we?
That's okay. I see a question I could answer from Rose. She asked, when did the Dole Whip premiere? And that was in 1986 in Disneyland.
In fact, I have, I can't share it here. Maybe I can send it to Todd. I have the advertisement from when they introduced it at the Los Angeles Forum in 2 flavors, pineapple and strawberry.
Yep. So originally it was made by the Dole Company. I think they actually supposedly did it in concert with Disneyland as something to serve at the outside of the Tiki Room. But it very quickly grew in popularity and went to other places. And they actually, I think within 3 or 4 years, ended up licensing it to a company called Precision Foods, who still makes it today. So you can go to the Precision Foods website and order yourself up a bag of Dole Whip. And it comes with a bucket that you mix the water with the Dole Whip mix. And if you have an appropriate thing to make frozen yogurt in, you can make your own Dole Whip as much as you want.
All right, we have another question here. Do we need help tagging photos? So I'm going to share something here. And this is a photo tagger that we've come up with. I want people to see this. This is something that we're working on to help us crowdsource. And this is in process. And what you're actually going to be able to do on here when we open it up to those that want to volunteer is if you load this page, you can load it multiple times. If you don't know the photo, you can skip it and go to something else. But you can see here that there's 3,336 photos to tag in this work unit that we have. A work unit is basically a specific set of photos that we'd like tagged. And you can see here it needs a title. So in this case, we would put Mr. Toad's Wild Ride Interior. And then we would go down here and say it's in the Magic Kingdom. It's in Fantasyland. And we might be able to add something else like interior or something that we might see in the photo. And then we would click submit, and that actually gets put into our system. We're alerted to it, and you get another photo. So this is something that we're working on. We haven't made our admin system yet, but we are going to share this out pretty soon. And because it goes into a queue, your recommendations are not automatic. It goes into a queue that as a from an admin perspective, we can go look at your suggestions and approve or disapprove them. So if anybody puts junk in here, it's held in a queue. And again, if you don't know the photo, you can click skip and get another one. So as you can see, we need a lot of help tagging. This is just a short work unit to do.
3,000 photos, Todd?
Yeah, just in this specific work unit. There's
How many do we
multiple-
have that need tag total?
Probably about 10,000, 9,000,
Jeez.
somewhere in there. Yeah, quite a bit.
So
God, I
everybody
just-
does a couple, then.
And I keep adding more.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you
But
do.
I just texted you that Dole Whip ad. I don't know if you can share that or not, but
On the text, yeah, sure. Hold on one second. Let me go there. You texted to me or
I texted it to you, to your telephonic device.
to my telephonic device? Okay, I'm on the.
Because I don't think I can share it in. I can make it my background.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
there you go. Just do that. That would be the fastest way to
It's-
get it on screen.
It's
Yeah, for some reason the text didn't come through. I'm ready to share it whenever it comes through. So, but all right, what other questions we have? I haven't looked in the chat here. The Florida Miles family wants to know if the characters used in the parade in A Christmas Story were official Disney costumes like the one in the park. If I recall, they were pretty scary looking in that movie, weren't they? I don't know that. Let's see.
You know, I would be surprised if they were from the Ice Capades, because all the super scary ones.
I see you,
the old
Brian.
days were from-
yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to get it on the screen there. It's
Now, somebody also wanted to see something else on Google Maps here, so give me a second. I'm going to pull this up.
You could just leave, Brian. It'll just be there without you.
This is not a normal weekly thing in response to your question. This is something we've been doing specially during the shut-in period.
So somebody wanted to see the houses north of the Magic Kingdom. So I'm actually going to pull this up. I'm going to pull this up in Google Earth, which is a little different. So let me share Google Earth here, and we can actually do a little bit of time travel here as well. So give me a second here. All right, so we have Google Earth here, and I'm going to go up to the homes here. What was the name of these homes specifically?
Oh, I can't remember. You know, what's the name of the street?
Bay Hill, right?
There's two of them. No.
That wasn't Bay Hill.
Bay Hill's down in Windermere.
We had it on our. I know we had it a while back on our show, but what's neat here is we can go back in time with this slider, and go back and see that this was the 1999. That's the original set of homes. There they are in 95, and it was around somewhere in here, early 2000s, that they were bulldozed. I think except for one of the homes remained. There it is. There.
Wow.
So this home here stayed for a while, and then eventually you could see the rest of them were taken out. So, in fact, this one might still be original now that I think about it. Hard to tell, but certainly has changed over time. But that's the exact location. The area that Brian was talking about where they work on the boats, in one of the boneyards, is right up in here. You can see where they can dock the boats and go that way. So some pretty neat stuff. So this is pretty recent too, because we got. Sorry, I don't mean to make everybody sick there.
Bay Court. Rob's got it. It's Bay Court.
Bay Court. Thank you, Rob.
I was going to say, isn't there another one to the left of the Magic Kingdom with like trailers?
The boneyard.
No. Houses.
Oh yeah, this one out here. Or is that no? That's fireworks storage. That's fireworks storage.
There's some, yeah, right there. Oh, is that what that is?
This here is fireworks storage. Here's the
fireworks storage.
Yeah,
okay.
you can see the bunkers. And then how you were talking about the cypress trees on the island, and those were right about in here, if I recall correctly.
What?
Is this WDW thing weekly?
Oh yeah.
Oh, Brian asked to answer that.
How someone asked for the Spectro Magic cocktail recipe.
Oh
yes.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see if I can pull that up.
I've got too many things shared now. It takes me a while to turn things on and off. So, well, we're going to share this out. If you have any last final questions before we sign off here in a couple minutes, Eric Tobiasen, if you could pick one photo that you feel encapsulates all that is retro WDW, which photo would you choose? That's a good one. Maybe I have one here that might sum it up. Let me see if I can find it here. Using this retro site, it's handy. There we go. Okay. I will. I think maybe that does it right there, right? Maybe not.
That's a good one.
You like that one?
I do.
Top of the world. Doesn't it really say Disney, but we know where it is. So
where is that in the restaurant now?
That was at the elevator. When you came out of the elevator, that was the end wall.
You came off the elevator and it was just that guy standing there?
I don't know if he was there all the time, but that pattern was on the wall to the left. There's another great picture up there with it was the astronauts, right, Brian? When Space Mountain opened, the astronauts were up there. We have that on our site. We just haven't tagged it yet. I think the original Mercury 7 went up there, or the Apollo astronauts, which was
Remember
pretty
when
cool.
we were having dinner up there with Tom Nabby and there was a shuttle or a rocket launch?
That's right.
Right.
That was pretty cool. Question coming about the McFarkles, and we'll do this one, and then we'll end it here and say good night after Hal gets the recipe. The McFarkles, yes, our friend Reese has a McFarkle T-shirt coming out, and I'd love to show that to you. So
somebody asked if we have any good movies of Treasure Island.
We do have a Discovery Island coming out. It's not ready yet, and I thought there was going to be more in it, but unfortunately there wasn't.
So no Treasure Island, some Discovery Island.
But this here is designed by Reese Miles. This is the McFarkles T-shirt that's going to be coming out shortly with a title. I know Hal and Reese are working on that to get that out shortly. So if you're a McFarkles fan, this is coming, and we'll be at our shop at retrowdw.com.
For all the people who have no idea what the McFarkles is, give them the 30-second version.
Sure. Anybody's probably wondering what they are.
These are YouTube fans, not podcast fans.
The McFarkles, the McFarkles were a fictional family that my father made up when we would travel. Any family that was bumbling or doing stuff, and I would always say the McFarkles, and I gently added it as a comment once on our podcast here, and it grew and grew and grew. And Reese has given a face and a name to these fictional characters. So McFarkles have grown to be kind of a inside joke here at Retro WDW. So we appreciate her putting that art together, and we actually had a couple requests for a McFarkle T-shirt. So there we go. We're going to be getting that out. So how do you have the drink recipe? And
I'm looking for it. Going through our old Slack channel.
All right. Well, we can certainly get that out as soon as we find it. We'll make sure we get it out to you. So we appreciate everybody joining us tonight. I hope you had a good time. I apologize about some of the technical difficulties, but I'm happy to spend an hour and a half with everybody here. Hope that you really, really enjoyed it. We'll certainly look forward to doing it again as we dig out some of these old movies. Everything you saw tonight will hopefully be released pending any restoration delays or technical difficulties. We'll try to get them out next week on our channel. If you're following us on YouTube and on Twitter and Facebook, we've tried to release a lot of different footage over the past couple of weeks. We've just this week alone between monorail, people mover rides, and I can't remember what else did I do, guys. I can't remember what else we put out there.
Food Rocks.
Food Rocks came out. Yeah, I'm going to go right to our channel and give you guys
Day at the Magic Kingdom, Day at Epcot, if you haven't seen those yet.
Oh yeah, the VHS versions enhanced.
Comedy Warehouse and Pleasure Island stuff's on there.
Food Rocks.
Captain EO.
And then the movies we talked about last week, the Griswolds. We do have a couple other queued up, and also two. You everybody here will be the first to know that we will have a 1992 Easter parade that was televised on ABC with Regis Philbin and Joan London. So that will be coming out in just a few days here on Easter Sunday for you to enjoy. So
happy Easter.
Yep. So I don't think they're going to have a Easter special this year. So unless they recorded it very, very early. So it will be fun to watch this one. So once again, thanks to everybody for watching and listening and enjoying this tonight. Oh, with commercials? Yes, Jeffrey, it has the full commercials. It was recorded by none other than Mr. Hal Bowers, who has the Tampa Bay local area commercials. I believe Food Line has a sale on ground beef, too, and lamb, if you're interested.
I found the drink recipe in our email to our Disney rep when we were planning the event. So
I already in the comments, too.
I pasted it into the comments already.
Oh, terrific.
Glad I did your work for you, Hal.
It's
Todd was
just yakking, so I couldn't get it. So it's 4 ounces of pineapple juice, an ounce of gin, a half an ounce of blue curacao, because you can't have a drink at Disney without blue curacao in it for no apparent reason. A half an ounce of Dawn's mix, which is like a cinnamon grapefruit mix that you can get from BG Taylor, and a half ounce of lime juice.
There we go.
Would you all like to know, before we sign off, the 2 outtake drink recipes that we did not sell at the event?
Oh, there we go.
Because Disney asked us to restrict to just one. Do you have them in front of you by any chance, Hal?
Oh, that's right. We only did one, didn't we?
We only did one of them.
Oh, okay.
There was the Leilani volcano and the Mesa Verde.
Yes.
Actually, I think we did the Mesa Verde one, didn't we?
We did the purple dragon.
I think we did the Mesa Verde one at if it's the same one, we actually did that one at the Living Seas party.
Oh yeah.
Let me look again.
Do you have them here?
Closed it right as you brought that up.
It's so funny. I'm just seeing the original email, and we decided to just go with the one, I believe. And
so the Mesa Verde, that was funny. So that had I was trying to get the banana as the key ingredient. So it was 6 ounces of pineapple juice, a half ounce of 99 bananas, which is normally terrible, but in a small amount, probably not bad. An ounce of orange juice. So that we had the orange and the pineapple and the banana together. 2 ounces of vodka, and a dash of bitters and some crushed ice and blended. I think we killed the two because we didn't want them to run the blender.
You said, what about the cookies? Who made those?
Selma, the same company that does the packaged cookies for Disney and the prepackaged Rice Krispie treats and all. They're based in Tampa.
All right.
Still got a couple in the freezer too.
I've eaten my last one, but we've gotten a couple of tweets of people who've eaten them in the last couple of weeks as they're eating through things in their house.
They freeze so well.
Cookies.
I've got about 5 or 6 still left in there. I think my son had one the other night.
Do you have any of the Brookies left?
I do. I've got about 10 or 12 of the Brookies.
So the story behind that, folks, I swear we'll wrap up shortly. At our VIP event the night before at the World Showcase, there were, Brookies, which were brownie cookie mix. What else were there? What are those little things? The French things. Macarons. And I forget what the third thing was, but the little cupcakes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the night, Todd and his wife bagged up a bunch of the leftover stuff. And some of it is still living in his freezer, apparently. So
they're still good.
Still there. We told the story on the podcast of how we got stopped at TSA security. Do you have any food? My wife says, yeah, the entire bag is food. And the woman looked at us like we were crazy and let it go through. So anyway, well, thanks again to everybody for watching. If you can, give us a shout out on iTunes for the podcast. Give us a like and a follow here on YouTube. Really appreciate your support. As we've mentioned, in the past, we know this is a tough time for everybody. If you do enjoy what we're doing or times get better for any of you, if you can give us a donation. And for everybody, those that have donated tonight, thank you very much. These films are not cheap to come by. They're not cheap to restore. We've got a very tight annual budget to do these. And, like I said, it does cost anywhere from 19 cents to 35 cents a foot just to transfer. And then it's our time doing the restoration. So we really enjoy this. We're buying extra hard drives and things to save all these things on so that everybody in the future can enjoy them. So
and we'll be back next week. We just don't know what night.
Yeah, well, we'll figure something out for next week. This seems to be certainly something people love to do. And we're glad that we can come into your homes and keep you occupied during this time. And, hope everybody out there, stay safe and follow us. And we'll see you online on Twitter and Facebook and all the other sites. So with that, thanks everyone for joining us. Appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you soon.
It's intermission time.
Bye. Bye.
Service is friendly and quick. You'll find hot dogs,